All right, a long-awaited lifeguard tower in South Mission Beach is still not finished despite the fact that construction began officially in 2015, though we've been talking about this for like 13 plus years.
Yeah, Dan Plant is live in Mission Beach with more, and now we're getting more of a beach look from you, Dan.
Yes, now we're getting the beach look down here. The sun is up. It's, starting to shape up over here, and I just wanted to show you guys what is happening because we haven't been here in a while. In fact, the last time I did a story down here is when they were wrapping it all up with plastic going into the summer because there's a building moratorium for the summer months. Well, they unwrapped the plastic. They're back to work on this thing, and ain't it beautiful? I know that's improper English. All you English teachers, please don't. Right. Anyway, isn't it beautiful? It really is a spectacular. Chris, let's walk around here and give them another angle. Let's just kind of cruise and move around and show you exactly, because you see these trailers right here, you guys? These trailers? This is basically the storage containers right now for the lifeguards. And you know what? Our lifeguards deserve a whole lot more than rusty old storage containers to hold their jet skis and things like that. What they deserve is a beautiful Taj Mahal type lifeguard tower that they're building right down here. So they actually started this plan. They came up with the plan back in 2003. What is it now? 2018? So that's 15 years. But when you're talking about the city of San Diego, obviously, things are not that fast. They do not move that fast between the lawsuits, the neighbors saying it's blocking their views, the fact that the permit was close to expiration. I mean, this thing has been in and out of court just to get to this point. So there it is, and we understand, you guys, that the actual completion date now is either January or February of 2019, and it is going to be something special. Now, Christian, come on over here and let me show you some of this stuff. Don't be shy, Chris. Come on. We're just walking here, buddy. That's all. Come on. Christian and I we've worked together a couple times, but not a lot. Anyway, he's not used to me moving around that much. And see, here's the lifeguards. They just reported for duty. As you can see, they can't talk to us because, it's an official thing. They have certain people. But take a look at this, you guys. So if you want help, and this is the old lifeguard tower, if you want help from the lifeguards, look what you have to do. You have to go to this intercom system that is literally held together with pieces of tape, and then you push the button, they go, lifeguards, here you are. This is another one of the storage rooms. As you can see, it's all beat up and old. I mean, 1974, it's unbelievable. And then as you go up the steps here, and this is for the lifeguards only, some of these steps, as you can see, not doing too well. Some of them have been replaced because when you're on the ocean, there's a lot of moisture, there's a lot of wind, there's a lot of water, and wood does not work very well out here, but this thing was built out of wood anyway. And I told you earlier that this was supposed to be a temporary lifeguard tower when they built it in 1974. It wasn't supposed to be here for 44 years, but it is. And here we are, finally, in the shadow of the brand new tower, right here, gonna be open in February. And by the way, the consultant for the city came by and said that they needed a week's notice and a list of, whoever's screaming at me, thank you, they needed a week's notice and a list of questions before they could talk to us. So we just decided to come down here and talk to regular people, which we're going to do in a few minutes. I just ran across a woman who didn't want to talk on camera, but she was here when the first lifeguard tower went up back 44 years ago, and I asked her what she thinks of the new one. She says, very beautiful, but too expensive. $4 million, you guys, to build this thing. I don't know why it's $4 million, it just is. Probably all those lawsuits paying for the lawyers bumped up the price. Anyway, so that's what's going on, you guys. Tonight at 5, 6, and 10, I will have a wrap-up of all of this and talk to some people and get some reaction and share this story with you because it is a story that has been going on for, as we said, 15 years. But there's another story down here, too. Chris, come with me. Watch out for that pole right there. This is the other story, the one that Francella was talking about, of course, and that is the waves that are picking up. Right now, there's kind of a little small set rolling in, but if you look out there on the outer part of the jetty, Chris is showing you out to the left, some of those waves, they're basically, I would call it head high and glassy. Talked to a couple of guys that came in, they say it was absolutely perfect. They got some beautiful waves out there. So that is what's happening down at South Mission, and just this whole area has its own vibe. You know how each beach community has its own vibe. It does its own thing. South Mission has its own vibe, and that vibe is going off big time here this morning, you guys. So we'll leave you with that shot.
Sounds great.
Since we've seen enough of me already this morning.
And
the tide's coming up too, as you can see.
We can never get enough of Dan and Chris. And Dan,
Dan and Chris.
Dan, I'm starting a list of questions. I'm going to send them to City Hall, to see if I can get them approved.
Yes. That's right. We'll see if Pravda can get that. We can get that through the Kremlin, and then that.
And then we'll talk to somebody from City Hall. Are you kidding me?
You gotta love when the construction workers are told, do not talk to Dan Plant.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they said. That's what they said. They called and they said, don't talk to him and the reason was because this thing has been through so many controversies that they don't want some kind of negative story, right?
But they don't
want some negative story.
This stuff? Come on.
Which is why the price tag has been bumped up so many times.
That's why things have cost so much. All right, and Dan, thanks very much. Appreciate the good surfing shots and appreciate Chris walking around in that sand and paying attention to you.
Keep up with you.